I have got a new video for you today. And this one, instead of any gameplay, it is about Gearbox communication and how to find it. In the past, there have been people that have complained that Gearbox does not communicate well, but sometimes these people just sit there and wait for Gearbox to come to them. Unfortunately, if you want to hear what's being talked about, sometimes you have to go where it's being talked about. Not everything is a press release, and there's a lot of good information that just gets talked about on their forums. Now, there's a lot of posts here, and how do you cycle through it all and find it? Here's the easy answer. You go to the dev tracker. The dev tracker here shows whenever a Gearbox employee makes a post, basically. So you can go through and see what they're talking about, see what they're responding to. And this one here is one I wanted to kind of call out. J3, or Randy Varnell, responded to a post here. It was actually a bit off topic, but he did it anyways. He said he's not... Actually, I should go to the post he's responding to. Title Spiral here asked if there's any consideration towards altering Atticus. Love the character, but feel he's has a really hard time competing in PvP. I may be in the minority. Just curious if you've had time to answer. Simple enough question. And there's a response here. It's great. Randy says, I've not heard anything specifically internal about Atticus. We're still watching all characters very closely now, though. In early access, the general thought was he's a good tank, but he really needs a dedicated healer, aka Miko or Ambra, to maximize his effectiveness, especially in early levels. We've seen him going on wrecking sprees in the right hand. Several of our characters, like Boulder and Deonde, are just high-skill characters. In the right hands, they're devastating. We need to watch the general patterns before we make any changes, though. Know this, however, we won't let less popular characters go unchanged forever. We'll eventually get to them. We just don't want to knee-jerk react on day 3 of the release, especially while the majority of the population are still unlocking characters and learning them. So this one I think is really important. I think this is really important because it shows kind of what they're doing internally, what they're thinking of. And I've heard the same thing from them directly from different devs, that on a lot of characters they are getting very mixed feedback, which is good. Right now on the forums there's a thread to both nerf Thorn and to buff Thorn, showing that a lot of the reaction to the characters right now are actually not the characters so much, but the skill level of the players playing them. There are high skill level players, and there are low skill level players, and there are medium skill level players, and Gearbox is really taking this into consideration right now and watching these characters closely to see exactly what's happening and not just overreacting to balance these characters. Right now, there's only a few characters that are kind of on that OP point, and they're watching them. We already saw some nerfs. Galilea had one in the beta, and she might get another. She's kind of tough because she's got such a good skill set that it makes her good. So, what stats do you hit to kind of make that? Some people have talked about Isaac, and Galt just got one. So we'll kind of see how this plays out. There's a lot of complaining about Marquis, but that's really a map issue where you can shoot the Sentinel kind of unhindered and safe, or the Sentry. And they actually said they're going to work on fixing that as well. So there's just a lot of kind of mixed feedback, and I think that's important for everyone to know and think about right now when they're reacting. If you go into a match and you just absolutely get slaughtered by someone, it might have just been a really good player. Because there are some people that have had this game for a while now, between the closed technical test, early access, and the beta. They put in a lot of hours, and they're really good gamers. A lot of the Evolve crew I've seen has come over to play this. And, well, Evolve didn't really do the best as a game. It had some really skilled players in there playing competitive high-level competitive play. You know, these are skilled gamers, and some of these guys, no matter who they pick, they're just going to beat the crap out of a lot of people. And that'll sort itself out when the game's out for longer. But you can't have like this really good matchmaking in 3 days or a week because everyone just started. So that's it for this video. But yeah, go back and check out the dev tracker if you want to keep up to date with what the devs are saying. Because yeah, it's a very good tool. And once again, just go to the dev tracker here. And you can see they're responding to some hackers that have been found, shutting down those exploits. And yeah, tons of good stuff. That's it for now. I will see you all later. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you've not done that, as well as check out my Twitter and my Discords and all that stuff. It's in the description below, blah, blah, blah. Thanks for watching. Bye.